They say you're never supposed to meet your heroes, but that's bull. I've met the outgoing 10th generation Honda Civic Type R, and it holds up in person. It is fantastic. Now, what's scarier is watching your heroes age, seeing what happens to them as time staggers on. So when Honda handed me the keys to an 11th generation Civic Type R for 6 laps of Harris Hill Raceway in Texas, I had to wonder, how is time gonna affect my hero? The new Type R is subtler, less out there, but no less aggressive than the old car. Sure, it looks more like the more grown-up 11th generation Civic that it's based on, but it's lower, wider, and it's got a completely unique front end. Much like the rest of the 11th generation Civic lineup, the Type R's interior is a nice place to be. It's got a good mix of physical buttons and touchscreen controls, and everything's laid out where you expect it to be. Nothing's confusing, you're not wasting time looking around for something when you should be paying attention to the road. But the Type R doesn't inherit all of its good interior bits from the base model cars. The red seats aren't quite carried over from the old car because they've been improved. They were fantastic in the last one, they're even better now. The shifter is great, the steering wheel is great. Everything in this car is geared toward performance, and it feels good. But enough about body panels and seats. This is a Civic Type R. What is it like to drive? If you want to know what it's like on the street, I'm not the person to ask because I didn't drive it there. Instead, I took it around Harris Hill Raceway outside of Austin, Texas. And out there, it is spectacular. It's interesting because it makes some big changes from the prior generation car. The outgoing Civic Type R was frenetic, it was egging you on, it was sort of nagging you to go faster, brake later, corner harder. The new one is more grown-up, more composed, but also more capable. If you want a car that's going to goad you into always breaking the speed limit, buy the old car. But if you want one that's going to actually be composed on track, the new one may be a better bet. The longer wheelbase makes it stable coming out of a corner, and the steering has been revised. You get a little less feel at lower speeds, but that trade-off gives you more precision when you enter a corner hard. 90+ miles an hour, it's just as communicative as the old car, but with less noise in there. But if the steering is a little more dead at low speed than the old car, the tail end makes up for it. This car wants to rotate like no front-driven car I've ever been behind the wheel of. The combination of weight distribution, suspension setup, the enormous brakes, this car just wants to apex all the time. It is a truly incredible feeling from a Civic.